Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you about my media detox, which involved me avoiding technologies as well as written communications such as books. The technologies I avoided was phones, laptops and my headphones, which meant that I couldn't actually listen to music, go on Facebook and other forms of social media, or actually set an alarm on my phone to wake me up the next morning. I also usually write a sticky note with the time that I want to be woken up and put this on my door for my friends to wake me up. However, as this classed as written communication, I couldn't even do this, so I just had to wake up naturally. The most interesting part of this experiment was the fact that I didn't actually wear my watch throughout the whole day, as I classed this as a form of communication. And I found that throughout the day, when I thought it was 2 o'clock, after asking my friends, they told me that it was 4 o'clock or that it was 6 o'clock when I thought it was 3 o'clock, and when I thought it was 4 o'clock, they told me it was actually 11 o'clock. So this just proved that my day went really fast, as I was concentrating on specific tasks rather than being distracted by different forms of media. I decided to avoid my boredom by playing sports. So this included badminton. However, as it was windy, we couldn't actually play badminton for very long, and decided that we would go to sports centre. But because we couldn't book this and pay for it through card transactions, as they were all forms of media, we couldn't actually go to the sports centre. So we decided to have a jog, then go home to do our own tasks. So when I got home, I decided to clean. After about 4 or 5 hours of cleaning, I got really bored and decided to sit with my friends and socialise. However, as they was watching my favourite show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I wasn't able to sit with them and decided to clean the kitchen instead. But eventually I also got bored of this. I mean, how much cleaning can you actually do throughout the day? So I decided to actually sit with them, but not watch the show and not listen to it either. I decided to create conversation with them. However, this was proved difficult, as the conversation that they was having was about Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but as I wasn't watching this, I couldn't communicate with them. So I decided to go to my friend's house and we played pool in the bar. This was really good because I did it on a Sunday, so there was no music in the background and I just blocked out all the advertisements that was around. After this, I decided to go to one of my other friends' house. However, I found that she was not home, so this just wasted my time. With forms of communication such as Facebook and Twitter and just text and things like that, it shows how we can compress space as little as from one area of the campus to another area of the campus, as she would have been able to communicate with me whether she was home or not. However, when I walked through the spine, I actually bumped into one of my friends who told me that she was in the learning zone studying, and he was able to find this out within the space of 1 minute just using Facebook. So again, this just shows how space can be compressed. Eventually, she managed to come round to my house as she found out that I was actually looking for her, and we decided to go for food at Wibbly Wobbly's. However, I could not enter the shop as there was a lot of advertisement around and there was music playing in the background, so I decided to sit outside. I noticed how I got a lot of strange looks, and this was because I wasn't doing anything but being sat outside. However, if I had my phone, this would be completely normal for me to be on my own, so this just shows how society accepts people being on their own if they have a source of media with them. Whether that's reading a newspaper article or listening to music or texting on the phone, all of this is fine as long as you have a source of media with you. The next day, I took a journal of all the media forms I encountered. I had over 200 amount of encounters with media. However, when I looked at this closely, how much of that media was actually necessary? Only about less than 50. So this just shows how we get distracted really easily. For example, when I was doing my work on PowerPoint, I was distracted as I was able to connect to the internet through my laptop. So on the internet, I decided to play music in the background, but from this there was advertisements on the side about Topshop and River Island with the sales, so I ended up going onto their site. So overall, I spent a lot more time on the internet than actually doing the specific task that I set. So this just shows how we can easily get distracted. Another thing that I noticed was the next day I received pictures from my sisters who were in Geneva and who were in Turkey. So this just made me feel closer to them, and just by finding out updates of what they were doing during the day and what different activities and what the weather was like over there. And again, this compresses space and makes us feel a lot closer through connectivity. So overall, my media detox and my media immersion proves that media is really important to have, as it keeps you connected to people, resulting to you wasting less time. However, at the same time, you can also waste time by being distracted so much just through media, just through music and games and Snapchat and Instagram, as well as newspaper articles and everything else around you. So this just leaves the question of how important is media. I think it's very important to have media, as it is everywhere in today's society. We need it to communicate, we need it to do work, we need to do research. We even need it to travel or keep connected with our friends and family across the world or across different countries. So yeah, that was my media detox and my media immersion. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.